I call Nukurako.
Ai miha te kia koe te mana whakawā. Huri no te whare, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora. Mr. Speaker, it is again my pleasure to stand to take the final call on the Christchurch rates validation bill. Sir, I'm not going to relitigate a lot of the topics around the speeches that have been done over the process of this bill, but I do want to acknowledge on both sides of the House here this evening about the real quality of the speeches, and particularly listening to a former mayor, listening to a very active Auckland MP, Mr. Williams, and also from this side of the House as well. Sir, I'd like to acknowledge, as the final speaker, the sponsor and the driver for this bill, the Honourable Nicky Wagner, National Party MP for Christchurch Central, also the chairman of the Local Government and Environment Select Committee, Scott Simpson, and all of our colleagues that sit on this committee. Sir, the speeches have been, I don't believe, and listening to the last speaker, that the Select Committee has been ungracious. I don't believe that a lot of the descriptions in some way about how we've handled this bill, I think it's been professional, and it's also been a bill that we all understand. I mean, listening tonight, listening over the last sort of 2 times the bill has come to the House, first and second reading, is that the words that we're hearing that have commonality, reluctance of retrospective legislation, regretful, emotive, blame, blasé, in the term used for councillors. But sir, at the end of the day, I certainly feel that we have the commonality to agree with the fact is that this is what happened. We're here to address it. The City Council, who are the only submitters, have put up their hand and have said, yes, past councillors, and it is our responsibility, it is our duty to put this right. And sir, on that basis, I think that we have a clear direction on how we're actually going to vote this bill. Sir, I think it's important too to remember that after the situation was first identified, and this was according to 3 or 4 mayors that I spoke to, is that almost every council across New Zealand actually then suddenly stopped and looked back at their processes around rating processes. And so, sir, that was a catalyst that this bill created, or this situation created, so that everyone could actually ensure themselves to the fact is that their processes were correct, and so that they could give their constituents, their ratepayers, the confidence that they deserve. Sir, so that is very much an overview of the bill itself, but sir, I think that we need to also look at the council itself. I remember Glenn when he came to submit on behalf of the council. When you understand, and particularly those that don't come from Christchurch, that actually are not there day in and day out, that actually, that have not lived through the last 4 or 5 years of the incredible upheaval, the disruption, and all of that that's going on in this city, is that it is our council, and sir, they do a tremendous job. And I want to just spend one part of this, sir, to understand is that yesterday was a very significant day. And yesterday, sir, ieri era Italia Giornata Nazionale. And what that means, sir, is that yesterday was Italian National Day. And sir, I'm bringing this up, El Capo, because of the fact that if you read an article in the Christchurch press on the weekend, it was the former CEO of Sarah had actually visited the city of L'Aquila. And in that city, sir, in 2009, they had over 300 people that actually lost their lives. 65,000 people were homeless. And if you compare, sir, what they have done in Italy compared to Christchurch, well then, sir, you will see how hard the City Council is working. But also, sir, one of the things, it's in conjunction, it's partnership with the Crown, central government, regional council, and also, sir, the Christchurch City Council, iwi, and all the major stakeholders. So, and when you think about compare us with what's going on in Italy, all the usual suspects, corruption, hold-ups, all of this, leadership problems, things that we don't actually experience here. So, sir, finally, just to highlight in this bill about the incredible assistance that this government has given to the city of Christchurch, reflected in the fact, sir, in 2015 budget, another 100 million, sir, was given to the Christchurch rebuild, which brings it to $16.5 billion of ratepayers' money. Taxpayers' money and ratepayers. Sir, that says a lot. 40%, that is over almost 40% of the total estimated cost of the Christchurch rebuild, which is in excess of $40 billion. So, sir, in tying all that together, I mean, our council, the Crown, the government, regional council, all the major stakeholders, sir, are really a shining light, another beacon to the world on how we actually work together. And this is a reflection on looking at both sides of the House that we support this bill and this third reading. So on that note, sir, just to finish off, is the fact that I would like to again acknowledge all of the contributions here this evening and to commend this bill, sir, El Capo, to the House. Kia ora.
Members, the question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Christchurch City Council Rates Validation Bill, third reading.
Call on members, order of the day, number 1.
Social Security clothing allowances for orphans and unsupported children